Okay, well, we've made it to the last movement. And in this movement, we're kind of back to normal proceedings. It's a little bit more boisterous than the second, inward second movement. A beautiful parade of themes, one after another, just beautiful, beautiful things. I'd like to focus, though, on the Coda for one particular reason, two reasons maybe, which you'll see. When Dvorak received the news that the sister-in-law had died, he went back and rewrote the Coda. And in the midst of all of this music from the last movement, he inserts this, which is played by the violin, a violin solo. And because it's a solo violin, it stands out in a very unique way from the rest of the orchestra as a very personal statement. Here's what the violin plays. You may recognize that as the melody of the song in the second movement that the sister-in-law loved, the Leave Me Alone song. It's the major key version of that. So Dvorak is putting this sort of memory of her in the middle of the Coda. And at a certain point, the cello arrives on this high note, this high B, on a trill, and the orchestra plays the theme from the very beginning of the first movement in the clarinet is na, 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 dee, na, 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 followed by which is an adaptation or a version of that beautiful song from the slow movement, the song that the sister-in-law loved. This is really, I think, Dvorak's final weeping farewell, if you will. The cello then descends from that moment and arrives on this. And a little turn to minor. And ends up all alone on this F sharp, which then is interrupted by a pizzicato and another one. Where have we heard that before? If we remember the video about the first movement and the second theme in the first movement, where the cello played that beautiful home feeling theme, the folky theme from the first movement. Dvorak, at this moment, we're on an F sharp, and the strings play recalling that moment in the first movement before the cello builds and grows into the final tutti of the orchestra, which finishes the piece. It's a beautiful way to go full circle and to close the journey, the emotional journey, very intense emotional journey of the piece. I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly have enjoyed digging into this piece in the last week, and it's just an amazing, amazing piece of music. I heard Rostropovich play it when I was a young teenager, and I shortly thereafter went out and bought a recording of him performing it with Herbert von Karajan and the Berlin Philharmonic, and I listened to that recording countless times. And many of my cello peers who are around the same generation as I am know that recording inside and out as I do. I would recommend starting there and listening to it, but if you have another recording, by all means, listen to any of them. It's a wonderful piece of music, and I hope you'll listen to it a little bit differently. Thank you.